In my video titled From the Mouth of the Whale, I discussed Frank's casket, an 8th century Anglo-Saxon whalebone chest covered with detailed runic inscriptions and carvings from Northumbria, which is a historical region of northern England and southern Scotland. The carvings are interpreted as various pagan legends, such as Romulus and Remus, Remus the Smith, and Eagle, a Scandinavian sorcerer and berserker, along with bowmen and other depictions. I should have mentioned a very important feature of that casket, which is a runic inscription that runs around the panel but does not relate directly to any of the scenes. Scholars classify it as a riddle. It reads, "The flood cast up the fish on the mountain cliff. The Terror King became sad when he swam on the shingle whale's bone." Could this be a legend of one way the Nephilim survived the flood? A shingle whale's bone is probably referring to the baleen, which is sometimes referred to as whale's bone, but it's actually the filter feeding system of the whale, which can calcify. But it does seem like something that could be swam on or floated on, I think. And a Terror King would be a Nephilim, right? Maybe this is why they erect whalebone arches all over pagan-infested places. We already went over Christ Church, the Anglican Druidic Church in the Falkland Islands near the ice wall. You have the Isle of Lewis Arch in the Isle of Lewis in Scotland. You have this whalebone alley in Russia, consisting of hundreds of whalebones created around 600 years ago by a cooperative group of native tribes, and researchers and archaeologists believe that this site was established as a place of worship and ritual of the United Tribes. Then you have the Valley of the Whales in Egypt, and these were discovered in 1902 in the Egyptian desert. Their form is described as serpentine, more reptilian. Carnivorous, based on the teeth, they also had hind legs, feet, and toes. Then you have this Wawel Cathedral, which is a 1,000-year-old Catholic cathedral situated on Wawel Hill in Krakow, Poland, which has served as the coronation site of Polish monarchs. The crypts beneath the Wawel Castle hold tombs of Polish kings, national heroes, generals, and poets, similar to Westminster Abbey. Hanging next to the cathedral's entrance are bones rumored to belong to the Wawel dragon. The dragon was said to live in a nearby cave and required sacrifice of young women. And these bones made our list because they're said to be fossilized whale bones and not actually dragon bones. But why would they be hanging there and reported to be dragon bones? They've been there for centuries, and they're credited with magical powers. Hals, Denmark. These whale bones in the arch was donated by Lars Christensen, a Norwegian aristocrat and whaling magnate who was famous for his Antarctic exploration. Lars inherited his whaling fleet from his wealthy father, Christian Christensen, who was a Royal Norwegian Order of St. Olav, which is a Norwegian order of chivalry whose reigning monarch is the order's Grand Master. And of course, then you have Whitby in the UK, where the whalebone arch frames the Abbey, a setting for Bram Stoker's Dracula, and apparently the location of an annual Gothic festival. Another subscriber from Dagenham, Essex in the UK, said they used to have whalebones forming an arch, and the road there was named for them, named as Whalebone Lane. But on this Frank's casket, this inscription that runs all along this whalebone casket, the flood cast up the fish on the mountain cliff. The Terror King became sad when he swam on the shingle whale's bone. I think this is a legend of how a Terror King survived the flood. What else could it mean? I also think this could be the reasons that the royals are so infatuated with whale bones. At least 3 of the prior examples that I gave were a result of royal or aristocratic involvement. Thanks for listening.